This is Dr. J, the Floss Boss. I'm back with another episode. I have been out for a little while. Did a little bit of traveling. I did some continuing education for the office, and I actually had a son that left to go on a mission this week. So it's just been a really crazy time. But I'm back, and I appreciate all the support that I've gotten so far over the last few months doing these episodes of the Floss Boss of You Can't Handle the Tooth. So we've had literally thousands of views, and I really appreciate that very much. Please keep your comments coming in the bottom and keep giving me subjects. This is a subject I've had multiple requests about this subject, and so I finally ordered it, and I did a little bit of research to help you guys out there and as consumers. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is AP24. Okay, by the way, I have Erin helping me today. Just say hi, Erin.
Hey.
Appreciate it very much.
Sure.
If there's not a whole lot of people that watch it live. Most people watch it at night, but sometimes we get some comments that come in. So just let me know if anything pops up there. So AP24. Some of you may be like, "What in the world is AP24?" And others of you are like, "I have been wondering about that." So I've had several people ask me about it, and I thought I would finally buy some. This is taking Facebook by storm. There are people who are selling this stuff and taking before and after pictures on how to whiten teeth, and they use this AP24. And everybody wants to know, is it healthy? Is it good for you? Does it really work? I will say this about the before and afters, because there are several hot whitening things out there on Facebook about people doing these home whitening things, and they're making a killing. And I don't have a problem with people making a profit, but be real leery about the photography. Okay, there's a couple of things you can look at for photography when you're looking at before and afters for whitening teeth. Number one, you want to see if the camera is the same distance away from the teeth. If the camera in the after shot is closer, so is the flash, the teeth are going to look lighter. The second thing you want to look at is the gums. You want to see if the gum color is a little bit different. If the gum color is different, then you know one of the pictures has been altered a little bit, at least globally. Maybe not spotted, but globally there's been some saturation changes in the picture. Lighting is always huge, and the last thing, which is really important, is if the after picture is taken immediately following the treatment, it's going to be whiter than it really is. And the reason is because during any kind of treatments that you have done, the teeth get dried out, and when the saliva is off the teeth and they get dried out, they turn whiter. So they're going to look whiter. But in a couple of days, not going to be that white. So it's always good to have some shade tabs, take a good clean picture before you start, and then about 3 days after the treatment, use the shade tabs and take another picture, same environment, same distance, same lighting, and then you can sort of compare apples to apples. I'm not saying none of those products work at all, so don't take this as a criticism. I just want you to be a little skeptical with the photography as a consumer. And so now you have a couple of tips, and make sure when you get yours done by your friend or someone that you've met that you have a very good gauge on what the before shade was and what the after shade was, and that none of the photos have been augmented or altered in any way. All right, this is a toothpaste that is sold. You can buy it easily, okay? Just do some research and you can buy it. Not very expensive, a couple of tubes for about 30 bucks. It's sold by New Skin, which is a company out of Utah. They've been around for a long time, used to do direct sales and stuff for nutrition bars and beauty supplies and stuff like that. But they want to know if this stuff works. Well, let me just tell you, I haven't used it myself, but I am sure that it works. And so is that good? Is that bad? Is it good for long term? Not good for long term? Let's talk about it a little bit. First thing I do, I go towards the ingredients. And I'm also using, you can look at any toothpaste. This one that I have here is Colgate Advanced Fresh and Whitening Total. Okay, Total's a good one. Anytime you have something that is going to be tartar control or whitening, the toothpaste is going to be a little more abrasive than one that isn't tartar control or whitening. Okay, so going to be a little abrasive. That's to kind of clean the stains off the teeth and stuff like that. So I look at the ingredients, and not funny. So on the ingredients, most toothpastes will have water in them, and hydrated silica. So silica, what is silica? If you look up silica, it is a silicone oxide, which is basically sand. Okay, and so how much does one of these, you know, in parts per million, or the ratio is how much silica is in this versus this? This has the same thing, agua or water and silica. So they both have silica in them. So they both are a little bit abrasive. The second thing, which is interesting, this has all of the other regular toothpaste stuff, and this one goes on to have alumina, which is alumina oxide. And alumina and aluminum is not the same thing. Alumina is a compound with oxygen, and this compound does contain little particles of aluminum in it. It's abrasive. Okay, that's all I can say about this toothpaste. The only thing really negative I can say about it is it's really abrasive, relatively speaking. All right, and so I did a little test. We use these little things in dentistry. If I need to zoom in closer, just tell me and I'll move closer.
Yeah, you can get a little closer.
So we use these little, they're called dry angles, and one side is cotton and the other side is silver. Helps reflect light and might keep retract a cheek out of the way with it. And the cotton, the saliva sticks to the cotton and helps keep things out of the way and protects them a little bit. So we use these all day long, okay, a bunch of them. Well, the back side has this little reflective coating on it, okay, and I use this to test the abrasiveness. I would say this is not scientific, but I'm not selling this stuff yet. nor do I endorse it or any other product, right? So I mean, I don't get paid by companies to endorse their products, okay? So it's an independent thing. So I tried very hard to do the exact same pressure, all right? So on one of these little tabs, I did regular toothpaste, and I tried to bear down a little bit and scrub it. And then I took on the same tab, the AP24, a little bit on my finger, scrubbed it, and I wanted to see what kind of result it would have. And sure enough, these are the results. So I'm going to zoom in, and if I need to rotate this for reflection. But on this side is regular toothpaste, very, very faint. It does take away a little bit of it, but you can see on this side, it just burns right through this, okay? Very abrasive. Now, why does that matter, right? Abrasive just means like scouring your tub. You're just going to clean it better, right? Well, not necessarily, because enamel can actually wear too thin and can cause long-term problems. So the two big issues with the abrasiveness is if you use this every day as your everyday toothpaste, it is going to cause some long-term damage to your enamel, for sure, okay? That is for sure. So maybe a couple times a year, you know, when you need to whiten up, maybe before a wedding or something like that, you can use this for a week or something like that, and then come off of it and go back to something not so abrasive. I would not use this as an everyday toothpaste. The other thing about roughening up surfaces, just like etching glass, that's exactly what it's doing, is you're kind of etching the tooth. And once you make it rough, the tooth rough, by putting the abrasive toothpaste on it, it actually makes the glass smooth tooth rough and more susceptible to stain, ironically. So as you drink tea or coffee or wine or spaghetti or pizza, you know, anything red or dark that you're eating, it's going to actually make your teeth more susceptible in the long run to staining. Okay, so keep that in mind. So at the end of the day, pick up any sort of fluoride toothpaste to use. I do recommend it, although we haven't talked much about toothpastes in these, but I do recommend toothpaste, especially ones with fluoride, even for adults for various reasons, but not something too aggressive or too abrasive for an everyday toothpaste. So that's what I would say. This will whiten your teeth, definitely not a long-term thing, and there are kinder ways to whiten your teeth than to use this, okay? But I am going to try it out, and I'm going to take some before and after pictures, and I'll make sure I post these later. So that is it. I'm sure you guys may have some questions, and you want to watch it later on today. Just please keep the questions coming. Love the support. I hope this has been useful for you. I really enjoy making the videos, so as long as you keep asking, I'm going to keep answering. This is Dr. J, the Floss Boss, signing off from You Can't Handle the Tooth. We'll see you next time.